You're finally talking to someone who feels different. He's consistent, respectful, not playing games, but you've seen this before and you've watched it fade. So now, instead of feeling hopeful, you're wondering if he's actually serious. Today, we'll go through 5 unusual signs that he's actually serious about you. Let's get into it.
Let's get started.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Muslim Marriage Podcast, where we show you how to find and build a marriage that lasts as a Muslim. I'm Zahra Hassan.
And I'm AJ. We've been married for 4.5 years.
For 4.5 years? Okay.
Yeah, we're coming up on May.
Oh, yeah.
That has no correlation.
At all.
There's no correlation.
At all. It's just a random one. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please do. It really helps us out. And let's get started. So this week's episode is entitled 5 Unusual Signs He's Serious About You, even if he's not saying it yet.
You see, it's a tongue twister.
It really is. For some reason, I can't say the word saying anymore.
Even though he's not saying it yet.
Saying it yet.
And this is where you say, Sally sells seashells down by the seashore.
Okay. So that, before we actually get started, let me ask you, as a man who has been interested in women.
All my life. Since puberty.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
How did you know, like, what are some of the things that you would do when you were serious about somebody for the purpose of marriage?
Good question. I mean, like, I would try to find their father.
That makes sense.
When I was younger. But then once I got older and all these O'Shangled marriage apps came out. Yeah. Right? Then I would speak with them for maybe a week or two before I try to find their father.
Oh, that makes sense, because otherwise it's a lot of other uncles in your phone database. Yeah. But is there anything that you would do that an outside observer could tell that, oh, this man, he's serious about this woman, other than speaking to their father?
Yeah, and I would just tell them right off the bat, I'm looking for marriage. I'm not looking just to talk.
Okay.
I would give them a hint. I would give off the impression that I'm strictly going for marriage.
Okay. All right. So you would just be 100% transparent.
Yeah.
Okay. So that
I wouldn't want to play games or anything. Does he like you? Does he not like you? Is he trying to go for the chase? What's happening here?
Yeah. See, the problem is the people who are playing the games, right, are very good at playing the games in such a way that it looks like they're not playing the games. It's actually very confusing. In hindsight, when we look back in previous talking stages, it's super clear. But when you're in the middle of a talking stage and you just met a complete stranger for the first time, with no background information, no history, it's really hard to know what is this individual's intention, right? So it's important to understand the signs, especially if you've spent, if you've invested a month, 2 months, 3 months into this individual. Wait a minute, is this actually going somewhere? Are they actually serious? Okay, so for those, and I can say from coaching men in the beginning of my coaching career, not all men are as transparent as you. It takes a lot of confidence and to be very securely attached. To have a very secure attachment style. To be able to feel confident enough, for lack of a better word, to just be 100% transparent. It takes a lot of guts, right? So for a lot of people who are not quite there yet in their own self-healing journey, in their own with their own emotional and mental health, it's too nerve-wracking to be that transparent. So then the question comes for the women, for the sisters, well then, how do I know if the gentleman I'm talking to is one of these subtle brothers? What are the things that he will do or not do that will let me know, he might actually be serious about me?
I think it's a negative feedback loop, right? When someone is translucent due to fear.
Transparent?
No, translucent.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Because transparent is someone who's open, wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Translucent is someone who wants to be open, you know, but they're still a little bit opaque, you know.
So ghost.
No, I mean, like, yeah, I guess in the capacity of the way they draw ghosts,
Yes.
such that we can still see them.
Okay.
Then yeah, translucent, right? We're not talking about people that are ghosting. We're not getting off track here. The person who wants to be transparent but is too scared to be transparent, they might become translucent, right?
Okay.
And that might elicit a translucent response from the other person, and it ends up becoming a feedback loop.
Yeah.
Know?
Yeah. See, everything you're saying is completely accurate, but
You're
can't.
expecting a joke?
No, I have in my mind like a brother in a taupe.
Yeah.
Who is just translucent. It's just cracking. But sorry, go ahead.
Because he's Casper?
Yeah, no, just it's just funny. Like I have all of those memes of the brothers, but just this one is translucent. Okay, but what you're saying is 100% correct. Yeah, that when one person is a little bit insecure and holds back, then it makes the other person be not quite sure about what things are going on and also holds back. When I say hold back, I mean more. We're supposed to be somewhat transparent about our intentions during halal talking stages.
Yeah.
So instead of being transparent about the intentions, they start to hold back a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
they say things like, I just want to talk to people, see what's out there, maybe see if I'm ready to settle down.
Yeah.
Right? And that's like, why are you even talking to me?
Exactly.
Fix yourself before you look at me.
All right. That's aggressive, but exactly.
Yeah.
So let's start getting into the signs of how to be able to recognize one of these subtle brothers. I like subtle brothers. That's what we're going to call this category of very, very genuine brothers. Sign number 1. This one is very obvious, but it's important to say it right off the bat, is consistent communication. Right? Because when it comes, an individual can tell you that they're serious about marriage, but one of the important actions that they can follow through with to show you that they're serious about marriage is their consistent communication. In the same way that if you apply for and are accepted to a job and you really want to show the people, your employers, that I want to move up in this job, I'm very serious about this job, especially in the beginning, all you have is your punctuality. So you work really hard to make sure that you're there on time, if not early, every single day, because you want them to know that you prioritize this and you're serious about this. So in the same way, it's sort of like punctuality and attendance. All they have is communication.
Punctuality and personality.
Of course, right? So it's because this is one of the most important ways they can communicate their intentions, they will be consistent in communication. Another reason why they will be consistent in communication, just like if you like this individual, I'm talking to the sister, if this is somebody that you like and you're seriously considering for marriage, and just like he is on your mind a lot, it's just human nature, right? When you like somebody and you're thinking about getting married to them, you spend a lot of time thinking about them. You spend a lot of time thinking about their previous interactions. You spend a lot of time about what a future with them could look like. Similarly, this brother is also human. If he's serious about getting married to you and he likes you, you're also going to be on his mind a lot in the same way. And when somebody is on your mind a lot, you just want to talk to them. Just like if you have a friend who you really enjoy talking to and you feel like it's a really positive experience whenever you spend time with them, you work hard to spend more time with them.
Yeah.
So in that same way, this is another reason why there will be very consistent communication, because you're on his mind, right? So that was sign number 1.
You know what I realized recently? Just like in a relationship, right, or a talking stage, and as you said, just like work, they're the three things that can protect you from either getting fired or from losing the relationship is punctuality, right? What was the other P?
Personality.
personality, and exuberance.
Okay.
Right? PPE, otherwise known as your personal protective equipment.
Interesting.
PPE.
That was the joke.
Protects you from getting fired.
Okay.
This is not a joke. This is a workplace.
Of course.
We take things seriously here.
Yes.
Now let's go party.
So that brings us to sign number 2. So for sign number 1 was very obvious.
Yeah.
But it was sometimes even obvious things are really important. It was important enough to have made it to this list. The other 4 signs are a lot less obvious.
Yeah.
So sign number 2 is self-improvement. Right? This is just something that I've noticed from coaching men from breakup to new talking stages to eventually getting married to their partners for quite a few years at the beginning of my coaching career. And one of the things that I noticed is that when they meet somebody that they like, the areas in their life in which they're a little bit insecure about, they tend to put more energy into, and they start to work on those. And I have a theory about that. Let me know if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm not a man, I'm just guessing.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a theory that men hold in their mind an image of themselves that they deem worthy of getting married to a woman that they like a version of themselves that is subconscious, that when I achieve these things, when I am this man who has done these things, then I am now ready to get married, and now I'm worthy of getting married to somebody who I respect, right? And that when they meet somebody, because self-improvement is a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
Even if your goal is to get fit, there's no day when you're going to just check it off the list. I'm like, today I am fit. I don't have to do any more things, right? So it's even when they meet somebody that they like, even if they have somewhat achieved some of these things, they ramp it up when they meet this person because they want to be even closer to that vision of themselves.
Yeah.
Tell me if that's way off or...
The first part was correct, right? But I think the second part is less correct.
Okay.
The men do have a vision of themselves where they're like, this is what I want to be at the very least for me to be able to get married, right?
Yeah.
And your understanding of it was when they meet the person that they want to get married to, they ramp up production on themselves to try to meet the standard or at least get as close to the standard. That's not the case, right? It's the opposite, right?
They ramp down?
They don't ramp down, no. They're working on themselves. They're trying to get themselves to a position where they're like, okay, when I'm at this position, I'm ready to get married. But if someone comes along that's impressive, that's so impressive to them that they can't bear to have them wait and potentially lose them, that's when they make an active decision to pursue that person over their own fears. You know?
Oh, I see.
It's a decision that they make where they say, I don't feel like I'm ready, but if I don't take this chance on this person, I'm going to lose them.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose them.
Yeah. But the first part where they have that vision in mind of those criteria, that part's correct.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. But even when I'm not saying that they won't move forward with the relationship. Like, this is 5 signs that the current talking stage isn't with somebody who is serious about marriage. So assuming this is somebody who has not yet achieved that vision at all, and they have met this woman and they can't let her go, they will now take more steps towards achieving that vision than they were before. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? So like, if an important goal to them was the most common important goal is related to finances, right? So if he's financially not where he wants to be, maybe he'll now start working on the business a lot more seriously. Maybe he'll look into going back to school. Maybe he'll be asking for a promotion, whatever it is, on his career, on his financial status. And the thing that I have noticed is that he will tell her about these efforts that he's making.
Yeah.
Right. Other areas of self-improvement that I've seen men work on is their religion. So, right. So if it's somebody who we all have a common idea of what we're going to I'm going to be even more practicing when I'm married, or In Shaa Allah, just a better version of myself religion wise.
Mm-hmm.
But for many people, their idea is, in order to get married, I need to be more practicing.
Yeah.
So another common area is, if somebody wasn't praying consistently before, maybe they'll start praying more consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they'll start fasting more consistently. Whatever are the parameters that they feel like they need to work on.
Yeah.
And because they're working on it actively, they'll tell her about it. They'll
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh yeah, no, I've started to work on this thing." She'll hear about it.
Yeah.
Another common area is in appearance, right? You'll notice that maybe over time they'll start to dress better. They'll be taking a little bit more care in how they appear. If they're interested in going to the gym, maybe they'll start going to the gym, or they'll ramp up efforts there. Skincare is a big one, right? I remember what you told me during our talking stage.
Mm-hmm.
So general appearance. Right?
Yeah.
So these are the areas where people tend to ramp up production.
One thing that you don't want to tell your prospective partner, you don't want to try to impress them with your finances the wrong way. Where, like, and this is for the men and the women, you don't want to flex any money that you have. And even if you do, you don't want to say things like, "I have your entire house on my wrist."
Oh, wow.
Know?
Yeah.
Like,
no.
that might anger someone.
Yeah, but you also, like, okay, so I don't know a lot about fishing, but let's use this fish analogy, right? If you go to a well-stocked, I don't know, river, pond, someplace where there's a lot of different kinds of fish.
Yeah.
And different kinds of fish enjoy different kinds of bait.
Yeah.
So you have to be cognizant of the fact that the bait that you're using is going to attract a certain type of fish.
Yes.
So I'm not saying that women are fish, but I'm saying that if you are looking to avoid somebody who overvalues material things, then it's important not to emphasize your material things. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Similarly, for women, if you are alhamdulillah, our religion protects us anyway. Like, and I believe that all women are beautiful. But if you're self-conscious about the way that you look, and the way that, what if I have children? What about when I get older? Like, I'm worried that this is actually a common wound that I've seen in sisters, where they have a very strong fear of abandonment. And one of the deeper core fears that they have is, when I get older, when I'm less attractive, this person might leave me. And because a lot of the insecurities are related to appearance, what happens is that they work very hard on their appearance in the beginning of a talking stage. They're busting out the best makeup and the best, that special abaya, like the best of their clothes. So it's doing the opposite of what you're looking for. If what you're looking for is somebody who's going to love you for you rather than your appearance, then it's better to be more true to your natural appearance.
Yeah, go without makeup.
Exactly, right? So it's just being cognizant of how you are presenting yourself and who that will be most likely to attract. So that's a really good aside.
One thing that y'all might want to do, this is for the men and the women, is at some point during your talking stage, you want to dress down. Not wear the makeup, not wear the fancy clothes, just wear your everyday regular clothes, right? Which is what I did during our talking stage.
Oh.
I would wear my everyday clothing.
Yeah.
Right? But of course, men have an easier time at that.
Yeah.
Right? Men typically would. But I made a specific point of it, because if I were looking for someone who were attracted to me, I wouldn't want to do anything to spice up my appearance, because then when we do get married and then things calm down and now I get comfortable, they're like, "Bro, you let yourself go." No, I was always this way.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You didn't read the warranty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's same, like, I remember in the first, I would say three times that we met, Like my sister is a lot better at like fashion and style and things. So she helped me, and she did a really good job. And then after that, I could see she's tired. I'm like, don't worry, I'll take over. And I just went with the regular, Monday to Friday, regular abaya. So you might have noticed a significant drop.
No, not at all.
But so that it was, because part of the reason is exactly what you said. I wanted to make sure that you knew who I looked like as myself, rather than the heightened, like, what's not even heightened, like what's the word? My goodness, my mind.
The word for what? Like more makeup?
Enhanced version, right?
That's not an enhancement. It's dolled up.
Okay, dolled up version.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, so that's very good advice, and I think it's wise people would heed it. So that would bring us to sign number 3 for how to know whether the man that you're speaking to is serious about you during the talking stage, if he's a subtle brother. So sign number 3 is that he slowly opens up as appropriate, right? So if when you are in the beginning of the talking stage, a lot of the conversation is relatively superficial and perfunctory. Like you both each have a checklist of things that are important to you and are necessary in order for this to be compatible. And so you're each going through back and forth at some point that checklist. And if you want a more comprehensive checklist on how to assess compatibility, feel free to download my compatibility guide in the link in the description. So you're each doing that in the beginning. But as time goes on, when you're into month 2, when you're into month 3, and especially as he becomes more sure that this is a talking stage that will lead to marriage, right? As he starts to really see that future, he will open up. So if you remember back to calculus, right?
Yes.
Remember back to math?
Yes.
And you just have a graph with an x-axis and a y-axis. So the way that this individual opens up is just like a steady m equals 1, the slope is equal to 1, just a steady line.
Yes.
Right? With a low slope. That's how he'll open
X
up.
equals 1.
No, m equals 1, the slope.
M equals 1.
Yeah. I think it's been quite a few decades since the last time I uttered those words. But yes, but just to conceptualize it that way, right? Let me explain why this is important. If you remember back in the red flag series where we spoke a lot about people who are manipulators and who are narcissists and how to recognize them, narcissists do the exact opposite. In the beginning, during the love bombing stage of a relationship, they do something called trauma dumping. They will overshare very quickly, right? You've just met this person, and the same day they are telling you about their most difficult childhood traumas. And there's a reason for that. In order to help, because of the nature of when someone is super vulnerable with you and tells you things that are very deep very quickly, it makes it more likely that you will be more attached to this person faster than you normally would.
Trauma bonding.
Exactly.
There's a solution. Michael Jordan actually said it.
Oh.
Stop that. Get help.
Stop it. Get help. Yeah, I agree. So in order to contrast that, for a genuine man, he does the exact opposite. When you first meet him, just like you are reserved, right? He will also be relatively reserved. It's where both of you are in interview mode, right? When you are applying for a new job and you have that customer service smile, and you're in that interview mode going, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum assalam. All right, so tell me where do you see yourself in 5 years? And you're just asking all of those questions, right? And he's doing the same thing. And you're just sort of sussing each other out. But as time goes on and you get into month 2 or month 3, now he might start voluntarily talking about topics that are emotionally charged. So in our emotional unavailability series, we talked a lot about normative male alexithymia. We talked about why it's so difficult for men to engage with their emotions. So that applies here. when he starts to feel a little bit more like he can trust you and that this marriage is going somewhere, he'll feel more comfortable in talking even a little bit about those topics that are emotionally charged. Maybe it was their parents' divorce, maybe it was his divorce, maybe whatever it is, that those difficult topics. But notice in the beginning, like in the first couple of weeks, first month, if you ask them direct questions about emotionally charged topics, they'll answer those direct questions in a factual manner, right? They'll say, oh, yes, this is what happened. First A happened, then B happened, and then C happened, right? But they won't really get into it beyond that unless you ask direct questions. But as at month 3, they might start saying, you remember when I talked about A, B, and C happening? Yeah, I didn't tell you that it was because of this and it was because of this and it made me feel this. Or so they'll be more comfortable to get into it a little bit deeper because they want there's a human desire to feel seen by their romantic partner. It's just
start to open up more.
Yes. So then they like want you to see
flower.
That. Yeah, exactly. So that hopefully that makes sense. Sign number 3. Okay. That brings us to sign number 4. And before we get into sign number 4, I would like to make that same announcement for sisters who are single and serious about getting married, right? So I'm assuming if you're listening to this episode, most likely you are already talking to somebody that you really like. But for those who have not yet met that person and are still looking, it's usually because you're not positioning yourself where the right matches can find you. That's why I created a free challenge called the Tie Your Camel Challenge, 5 days to meet marriage-minded men. That's starting on May the 11th, where I walk you through how to become more visible and intentional in attracting the kind of person you want to marry. So maybe one of these subtle brothers. If this sounds like what you need, save your seat using the link in the description. Okay? That makes sense? Okay, now that brings us to sign number 4. This is that he gets better at reading your emotional state over time.
Yes.
So you'll notice that signs number 2, 3, and 4 do not happen during the early stages of a talking stage. These are all signs that happen in the mid to late stage. So I would say after month 2, because there needs to be enough time for enough emotional investment to happen for both of you to start to see this as something serious enough to start to change the architecture of your heart and your mind, right? For him to start to open up to you a little bit, for him to want to start to do the self-improvement that we talked about. This requires enough time for the emotional investment to happen, right? So similarly, sign number 4 is that he will start to read your emotional state.
Yes.
Do you remember doing that when we were in a talking stage?
I'm sure I must have, yeah, like just subconsciously or something, you know?
Yeah. So why he will be doing that? I've seen this in other places too, but I've seen this in our marriage and I've seen it in coaching men. That there is like a driving force, one of the primary driving forces for a man in a romantic relationship.
Survival instinct.
Okay. Yeah, it may be. But I think that driving force is that he wants to see his partner happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that whatever it is that he can do to make her happy is what he's going to do to make her happy. And his sense of peace and contentment is dependent upon her sense of peace and contentment. So there is some truth to happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Not so much as happy wife, happy life, but it's more happy wife, happy husband.
Yes.
Right? I would liken it to, for us women, if we hear, I know it's true for me, but if we hear a baby cry somewhere, there's almost like a physiological reaction that I just need to go to where the baby is and see if they're okay and to comfort them. So in that same way, when a man is emotionally attached to his romantic partner, he needs her to be happy and okay.
Nearly as strong of a response.
Okay, so you think this is, am I way off? Is that real?
No, yeah, I feel like it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Therefore, in order to help her, in order to make, for him to do his best to keep her happy, that means he's going to need data on her emotional state. So what he's doing is he's checking it. So he learns how to check in based on your voice, based on your tone, based on the words that you're saying. If he sees you, facial expressions, whatever. He's just doing an overall like scanning the document. Is she happy? Green light. Yeah, it's fine. Proceed forward. Is she happy? Nope. What's going on? And then so now you start asking questions, making jokes, doing whatever you can to lift her mood. So you'll start noticing this again in the mid to late stage of the talking stage.
At the beginning of our marriage, for the sake of efficiency, because I didn't want to have to deal with the emotions as they came up.
Yes.
Right? And then recognize them in the moment. I decided to elicit those emotional responses out of you. Right? So one day I'll make you angry. Another day I'll make you furious. One day I'll make you happy. Then I'll make you super happy. Right? And just like all these different emotions. There are still some that I haven't gotten data on. Contempt.
What?
I still need to work on fostering a sense of contempt out of you.
Oh, contempt.
Yeah.
I thought you said consent.
Content?
Okay, I heard so many things that didn't happen. Okay, so contempt. All right.
Contempt.
Are you actively working on?
No. I'm going to put that on the back burner. You get that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Bunsen burner. Laboratory experiments.
Honestly, we're going all the way back to grade 11 here.
Yeah.
Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, that he's going to be actively trying to make you happy. And the way that you'll notice that is he might ask you about your mood, but more likely, especially in this stage, he'll be maybe trying to crack jokes if he thinks that you're a little bit down. He'll be saying whatever he thinks will try to lift your spirits a little bit. It's hard to describe specifically in words, but people you notice when somebody cares about how you feel.
Yeah.
Right. So overall, you'll notice that he cares about how you feel.
Throughout your lifetime, there's like a leaderboard of phrases that you've said.
Yes.
And for a good while, the phrase, "Are you okay?" was not really that high up there. But I think it's racing up to the top. Because of how much I check in on you.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I must have you super hyper vigilant. I feel pretty bad.
Well, no, not hyper vigilant.
Yeah.
I'm just regular vigilant. Vigilant. I'm not like a superhero.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm not Batman.
You're not overwhelmed by it.
I'm just whelmed.
You're just whelmed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and that brings us to sign number 5. Sign number 5, I think, is the least abstract. It's the easiest one to look at and just know what it is you're looking at. Sign number 5 is that he's incredibly nervous when he meets your family. Right? This one is pretty obvious. It's if he's serious about marrying you. And you'll notice that this will be more true, particularly during the later stages, the later stages of the talking stage. If he's serious about marrying you and he wants to marry you, he feels like he has something at stake, that he has something to lose, right? So he is super nervous about offending your family somehow. He's super nervous about what your family will think of him. I think the number one concern that he'll have is whether or not he thinks that his family thinks that he is good enough for you, right? And naturally, when you meet his family, you're going to have the same thoughts. The more that you are emotionally invested in him, the more nervous you'll be to meet his family, particularly his mother. Like, I was terrified to meet your mom. I'm not gonna lie, because her opinion mattered to me very much. So that's the sense that you'll get. And it will be the most nervous that you have seen him up until that moment. that's a very clear indicator that this person is serious about marrying you. All right. So those are the 5 signs.
Yeah.
Is there anything that's unclear? Did it make sense?
Surprisingly enough,
Mm-hmm.
there's also 5 stages.
Oh, of what?
Of grief.
Okay. There's 5 of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no
5
relation.
fingers, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, absolutely no relation to any of these. But did it make sense what we were saying?
Yeah, it did. It was nice.
Yeah.
Subtle bros.
The subtle
right?
bros.
Yeah, subtle bros.
Yeah. They're a good breed of people.
The subtle brothers?
Yeah, barakallah fi.
Subtle brothers.
Yeah.
Subtle bros.
Because my description of them, because I have coached quite a few people who I think fell into this category, are just like I am a person who has my own attachment insecurity that I'm working through, things that I'm insecure about that I work through, that I have my core wounds that I'm working through. Similarly, the same is true for them. They may be aware of them and working on them, or they may be still squarely in the subconscious realm. Either way, their intentions are genuine. They meet you, they want to actually marry you, they like you, they see you in their future, they're excited to spend time with you after the two of you are married. And so they're doing everything that they know how in order to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's difficult for them to be fully transparent about the fact that they like you and the fact that they want this to move forward.
Yeah.
So they try to make their actions speak for them instead. And these are the actions that I would pay attention to the most. If there was one indicator that was more important than the others, more than any other one, it would be the consistency in communication.
Yeah.
However, the consistency in communication can also be seen in people who are manipulators. Like if you remember from the Red Flag series, they will be overly consistent. They will be reaching out to you more than feels comfortable, actually. So even more than a genuine individual.
Mm-hmm.
So if a person is very, very consistent in communication, and it still leaves a question of, well, is this genuine or not? So from the ones that we have seen that are so from the 5 signs that we have discussed, the one that is most consistent specifically with a genuine individual and not with a red flag individual is sign number 3, which is that they open up as appropriate.
Yes.
Because people who are red flag individuals, who are manipulators for one reason or another, open up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas people who are genuine open up slowly. So keep in your mind, that's M equals 1 graph.
You know what I realized recently?
Mm-hmm.
I realized recently people that are scared of masochists are themselves subconscious.
Okay, all right. See, this is a joke that I get in year 4 of our marriage.
Yes.
In year 2, I would not have gotten it at all.
Yeah.
In year 1, I would have had questions for you. Like,
it would have flown over your head.
Yes, it would have. But
that would have been super conscious.
Okay, I appreciate that. So I think that brings us to the end of this episode. If you have made it this far, Jazaa K'Allah Khayr, we really appreciate you choosing to spend your time with us. We know how precious that is, given everything else that's going on. If you're a single woman and you are looking for, guidance on how to actually meet more men in order to eventually start the talking stage with the right person, sign up for the Tire Camel Challenge that will be starting on May the 11th using the link in the description. And finally, if you have not subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please subscribe. It makes all of the difference in the world. And for the 346 people who have subscribed, Jazaa K'Allah Khayr, we appreciate every single one of you. And we still continue to celebrate every new subscriber. So that is everything. Have a wonderful week. Jazaa K'Allah Khayr. Stay safe and assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.